What's up, YouTubers, market participants, and day traders? You just stumbled upon my channel where I'm going to review my day trades daily. So if you're new to the game, you're struggling to make money, and you got a small account, you found your boy. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Definitely join the family because AKA Will the Wise, AKA Will the Market, and AKA your boy are here. Let's jump into these trades. Hey, what's up, YouTubers, market participants, day traders, and everybody in the market. Today episode, we're going to talk about confirmed trade setups and be patient, right? So today is 7/17. The results for today, giving me negative 51 bucks, on 5 trades, 60%. So technically I should be higher, and I would be, but JP Morgan right here. The fill on the close was just so bad. It hit me really hard. I actually made up some of the money, so that's why it shows us a negative 31. As you can see, those contracts are pretty high at this moment of recording, 137. And then the Tesla here is also the 240 puts got up to 2475. So actually kind of pretty disappointed in those. I should have had those trades, which should have led to a lot of profitability, but is what it is. So I started today with $13.99. So basically each position today, I wanted to stay around the 280. That would be 2 contracts and then adding 1 to get the 3rd position on winning plays, right? So, all right. So let's start with the first trade. It was the JP Morgan trade. That's what I'm stating here. And that's quite obvious. So here is the 5-minute chart. And you can see that I jumped into this candle, where I'm pointing at to the yellow. I jumped in on this candle, so basically 8 minutes into the market open, I should have at least waited till 10 minutes, then I would have saw that this candle was not strong. So what I saw at 8 minutes into the market was this first 5 minutes, giving us indecision, and then the next 5 minutes was all the way up here, and I was like, oh, okay, we're off to the races, right? And the reason why I thought that is because financials had a good earnings, right? And I'm kind of trading this position off of they had earnings last week, at the end of last week. They didn't do too bad, but they recovered already so quickly. So momentum was going into this, right? And JP Morgan actually hits all-time highs today, right? So that's why I jump in right here. Didn't really have a good sign, right? Next candle literally shoots all the way down, breaks past my stop, and I'm out of the trade. So as you can see here, I'm only supposed to lose 20% of my position. My position was 252, so I should have only lost 20% of that. However, I took 44% on the position. That's because of the spread. The spread was so wide on this, it caused me to get a bad fill, horrendous fill. And it just was it was a loss right in the beginning of the market that really ate at me. So I need to wait for the bars to finish setting up, right? I jumped in, I had a whole minute and a half, and the minute and a half would have showed me, oh, this isn't ready to go. It's not ready to go here. It's not ready to go here. Here's where I could have took the first shot, right? We're getting some green in the moving averages. I could have bought right here, had my stop under this low of this candle, had the low, my stop here, and then that would have been my victory play. So without further ado, let's go to the next one. I'm pretty sure this will be right. So I get back into JP Morgan. I don't even get in where I just explained where I should have gotten in, right? So I actually noticed, so this is the 15-minute chart, right? So on the 15-minute chart over here, I'm like, look at how nice. Look on the 15-minute chart to the right here. Look at how nice these moving averages are going up. I'm like, oh yeah, this could just grind this 8 EMA, which is what it does. It just grinds this 8 EMA all the way up. So I was like, okay, you know what? I got fooled. Let me get back in it. So I buy right here on this candle. And the reason I did it is because it went all the way down here red, and then it goes all the way up here green, and I'm like, oh, okay, you just faked me out. You want to go up. So I get into that candle. Nonetheless, I need to wait until I get a finished candle. So same thing here. I actually removed my stop because this starts happening again. I'm like, are you kidding me? And I didn't want to get a bad fill again on the downside, so I just removed the stop. And I just was like, all right, if it gets somewhere in here, I will cut it, right? So I didn't. This happens. I don't do anything. This happens. Now on this is where I should have added. I didn't add. This is definitely where I should have added, because I did have here $52 and 4 contracts brings us to let me get a white one. Brings us to the 208, right? 208 position size. And my position size could get up to roughly 300 for me to be okay. So I should have added 2 more contracts at this price, which probably would have been even a better price. And then boom, once this candle shoots up and happens, you can see that I sell in that candle 3 minutes in and 4 minutes in for $68 and $75. So that's over the 20%. So I take that. Then I sell at 414, which is this one, or 1014, which is this candle, which gives me that 90. And it would have been nice to take the 90, but I did, or take the 90 for the last contract. I was holding the contract. I wanted 2 greens after a red. Never got 2 greens after a red. It reversed. I didn't like how it reversed. The whole market was coming down, but guess what? All financial stocks just kept going up as the market was going down. So clear divergence today, and I kind of saw that happening. That's why I kind of got into here right away, because I could see it happening right off the beginning. I just didn't have the fortitude to hold, right? So because as you can see on the 15-minute chart, we keep going all the way up to 217. So I would have just had to live through this dip, live through it, and then I could have held all day long and had one of those contracts go up to $130, right? So that would have been a nice play. Nonetheless, I did not. So I removed my stop because of the spreads. I want to avoid that, right? So all this right here, the 2 plays that none of this was a buy sign. None of this was a buy. I mean, it looked like a buy. It looked like a buy twice. It looked like a buy twice here. Looked like a buy here. But it just didn't. It just didn't set up right. And then here's where we can get an actual good, like, little risk to reward tweezer, right? Like a little risk to reward, I'm gonna have to find a word for them, but nice risk to reward here. If it goes under this candle, I'm out. If not, boom, you have so much more potential to the upside, right? So and I did not add. So that was this trade. This trade should have resulted in a higher profit had I added 2 contracts here, and I would have been able to sell a lot more here and a lot more profitable had that played out that way. Another trade I lost to was the SPY here. So I guess I did win on that last trade, but this trade I did lose, and the premiums were juiced, right? So my entry wasn't the best. So here is what the market did, right? So market closed here, and then it shoots all the way down here. So this is basically a big giant red bar, right? So I was hoping, okay, maybe we fill it. The news was, it was big, but it wasn't like, it was just all the semiconductors were down, right? So honestly, a lot of this was probably Nvidia dropping the index, right? So I was thinking, all right, we can go for after this candle formed, that's when I was like, you know what? Let's try to play to the upside. So I buy contract late. I buy it in 1 minute and 6 seconds. If I would have bought it here, this probably would have been 20%. But I bought it when it was like up here, basically. And I was like, oh no. So I bought it, and then it reversed on me. And I was like, oh crap. So I needed to be patient yet again. Or I should have been able to jump in this candle and not miss my opportunity, right? Because then this $89, I'm pretty sure these contracts would have been, because I bought it up here instead of here. So I believe I could have gotten these for like 77. which makes a world of difference, right? It makes a world of difference. So entry was late. The ad was sloppy. I added at 9:41, 1 minute into this candle. The green did take over the red, and that's why I added. Should have waited for the candle to close. Could have added here. I would have, I think, paid a little bit more as well. But then when it shoots up this one candle, I do not get my 20%. So nothing worth taking home, going home with. But since I add here, you got to move your stop up. I don't want to come all the way back down here. I'm going to lose a lot more money. So since I added here, I got more aggressive with my stop, and then boom, it gets taken out right here. Position size was a little low. And the reason why is because I had less conviction in this play. I had less conviction that we fill this gap over this play here. I could have took this play to the downside, but because I was in the calls, you tend to see what you want to see to have the play work, right? As opposed to what you should do, right? So that was the SPY. Next play here, Tesla fake out to the upside, right? And I was on the good. I was able to capitalize on the play quickly. So Tesla did the same thing, gap down, but then it shoots up, gives us this nice bar, pulls back. Shoots up, gives us this nice bar, pulls back. Shoots up, gives us this nice bar, pulls back. And I'm like, oh man, it kind of, I see it wants to run, but it always keeps getting pulled back, right? And then this one does the same thing, pulls it back. Fine. I think, finally I'm like, you know what? Let's go for a call. And the reason why I did that is because this came all the way down to this, because we're fighting resistance. This moving average moved, all the moving averages are above it. We're fighting it. We get above it. So then we pull back into it, right? We pull back into it. And then I noticed that it's getting stronger and stronger and stronger, and it's coming up. So I'm like, okay, maybe we have more upside. So I jump in here. My stop's under here. I don't want it. I don't want it to go under the moving average again. And if it does, I have a little bit back so that just in case it does go, try to fake me out. I don't get stopped out. Shoots up. I don't add here. I remember seeing it, and I remember being like, oh, should I add? And then I didn't add, and then it just boom, 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 and it just kept going up. But then I did sell one for 111, and then I put my stop halfway through this bar. I said, all right, I'm not going to lose the rest of this bar, and because I wanted to be patient. I don't want to always squeeze at my winners, and it just came back, hit my winner, and hit me hard enough, and I said, all right, you know what, I'm out. So I got out. 46 on the play. Entry wasn't that valid, right? This was a forced trade. There's no clear buy signal anywhere in here. Each candle is finicky. There's no bulls didn't win this one. It barely won that one. It barely won that one, and it barely won that one. The bears didn't win this one. They barely won that one. This candle, you can see that the bears definitely won. The bears destroyed, right? So I believe that's going to be the next trade. Yep, reversal to the downside, Tesla. So this trade, very, very disappointed because I did not handle it well at all. I only have a gang of 29, and that's just outrageous because at one point in time, these contracts here, they're at 129. I had them at 190. I had them at 190 right in here. So as the play's developing, I'm watching this big candle come down, and I'm like, oh God, this is getting strong. Bust through, all three supports up here. Bust through all of it. Then it keeps going. Then it has my other long support line, and it busts through that. And then I'm like, you know what? I need to jump in. So I jumped in with still 1 minute and 30 seconds left for this candle to form. So I got maybe a little portion of this, I think. I got in here. I did, and then this next candle went straight up red like that, and I had a 35%er. I definitely should have sold this first contract for that 35%. it hits here and reverses. I'm like, oh no, don't do this. Then this candle goes and starts off green, and I'm like, oh god. So then I get out. I take one off. I take some risk off the table. Then the candle shows me some red again, and I'm like, oh okay. Then it goes down here and gives me the $190 again. Gives it to me again, but I'm trying to learn to hold on to my winners a little bit longer, right? And then this candle happens, gives me some red, gives me some green, and I get shaken out again. I get fear, and I get out of the position, and it's probably because JP Morgan hurt me in the beginning of the day really fast, and I just took such a big loss really quick for no reason, because I knew it was going up, and it ended up going up and playing off, but I still took a big hit for no reason in the beginning, and I let that clearly impact my psychology here, because I knew better. I should have definitely took that first 20% as soon as I got it. Instead, I settled for all these lower values, which it wasn't even worth it at this point. Like this gang of $29, it could have been literally nothing. Like it was at maybe, I think it was at 190 at that point, and it was like $110 or something like that. That's something you gotta take home. So that was the Tesla trade, and now here comes the really upsetting trade that I think while I was watching, while I was waiting in this pullback right here, I was waiting so patiently for us to get up here to the 200 moving average, and then waiting for red to take over. Oh man, I was ready, bro. I was ready. But for some reason, it stopped me out literally when I lost 2%. And I think because my stop is once I hit the buy button, I automatically put in a sell button if my contracts go to negative 20%. At the same time I buy is at the same time there's a sell order in for negative 20% on my contracts. I think what happened is I remember my cat did get on my keyboard, and we were hanging out for a little bit, and there was even a ticker changed on one of my charts. And what probably ended up happening on the buy order was that it was switched to 2%. The 0 probably got deleted, and it was switched to put in an order to sell at 2% as opposed to 20%. So before I knew it, I was in this position, and before I knew it, it went up a little bit, and then I got hit out of the position. But this was just textbook beautiful. Goes down. Here's the downward volume. Split it up into 3 sections. We're still in the lower half of this first section. We come up. We hit that 200 or 20 moving average. We get the red that covers the green, and it's a go, baby. Boom, I hit in there. And then I would have just been like riding all of this to get all that money. Unfortunate. This trade definitely, I mean, I would have worked on it, because that's what I'm working on, is holding my winners longer. This candle maybe I would have sold because it has some distance between the 8. This one I would not have sold. If I would have somehow managed through this one, I wouldn't have sold any of these because it's grinding, and then definitely probably would have sold that one at the end of this 5-minute candle. That would have just been huge play. 2 contracts, both at 122. I think each contract got up to like 250 during this time, so it would have been beautiful trade there. I believe that was it though. The last part is still hitting out this lesson, this habit that I want to get into is sticking to the 5-minute chart. Never looked at the 2-minute chart once today. Very, very happy. I can tell that the trading's been slowed down. However, the moves seem to be more accurate, which is what I'm looking for. I don't need to be trading like a maniac. I need to just be trading more consistently, right? So let's keep that up. That is all for the day though, guys. I hope you guys all enjoyed, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.